Ndinoda kuti nyika isiwe vanhu vangu inguva yedu hatingatadzi kubudirira Mwari ari parutivi pedu rambai muchirwa
My hitters gon' don't die, and real hitters gon' shine, and my people gon' line, 'cause we're going to win, yeah, I ain't saying
the hell do I not have to build? I swear this thing is a real dog. I play fan off, the cowards that they can't feel. The wife try to console me like it's coming, baby, chill. She don't understand. I'm the only one that's real. I remember the third grade. Them kids, they had waves. I had them BDBs. You know there's Zimbabwe in grade. So they do shades and your boy hit the stage. Press play and all the chicks was like, yeah. While boys was moving bricks, I was moving chips, yes. If she gave me calculus, gave her a mouthful of it. Heat rose to this thing, boy, I bet on myself.
Grand Rising, everybody. Welcome to the Day with Trae. Want to welcome you to a terrific Tuesday in the building. I'm so excited. Got some great guests up for y'all today. I get to talk to Dawn. Dawn is going to be telling us all about an amazing concert that's happening at Neumos. You guys do definitely want to hear all of the great things that are going on with this concert. Something that's going to go straight to make sure that artists are being paid well. And they're also uplifting that the issue of social housing, which you've heard us talk about here, particularly me and Brian Callanan. So I'm so excited that she is here. And then my bro, Kyle Hare from Debonair Decor is back in the building. Of course, it's been a minute since we caught up with him. So we got to stay connected, figure out what's going on right now at Debonair Decor. So I'm so excited that I get to wrap up the show with him. But of course, it's the top of the show right now, y'all. So it's a great time to tag and share the stream. Go ahead, y'all. Tag and share the stream with folks you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on the Day with Trae. If you can't watch us, you can always listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. Y'all will find me on Google, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, whatever one is your favorite. Check for us. Y'all will find us there. Shout out to everybody who is tagging and sharing the stream and sharing the podcast. And a special shout out to our podcast team behind the scenes making that happen. We appreciate all of you doing that great work. But I'm excited because this is something that's near and dear to my heart. I've been following this issue of social housing, what it can mean for the city of Seattle in particular, and how it can also be a model for other cities to follow. Welcome, Dawn. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this right here is something that I want to know more about. Make sure that folks understand, what is this concert all about?
This concert is a concert of action. We are going to provide voting station nearby. It's the first concert of its kind that you can actually vote for social housing and make accessible, affordable housing for all of our residents. And you can support our some of Seattle's finest musicians there at the same time. You are going to be able to celebrate and hear their stories and hear their struggles. With housing, affordable housing, many of us live in affordable housing ourselves, myself included. And you are going to be able to support the musicians, support the music industry and the venues that are struggling with rising rental costs, and vote at the same time.
Yeah, this is definitely a concert of action. I love how you describe it in that way. When we think about people coming out to enjoy, amazing musicians, it's also important that we be able to infuse positive messaging like this in such an amazing entertainment space. But also, too, I think about folks understanding it and having a space to have those conversations about social housing. Why have you all decided to make this happen in this regard, with pairing an amazing concert and then benefiting the artist directly from the proceeds of the concert, and also offering this opportunity to really vote on social housing and talk about social housing?
November 2022 was a wake-up call. We had the lowest voter turnout in the nation, and specifically in the Pacific Northwest, for voting. We have been losing our rights, our basic human rights. We have lost nationwide the ability to have bodily autonomy. with the overturn of Roe v. Wade. We are losing the ability to teach critical race theory. Housing, we are at that finite space where we are about to have more pressing, rising rental fees. Many venues are closing. Lo-Fi is closing in spring. The Kraken bar is closed. Many spaces downtown Seattle are closing. Many of these venues are struggling to thrive. Many musicians are struggling to thrive. We really want to inspire the young voter demographic, people that may be disillusioned, and understandably, rightfully so, with many of the politicians, as they see the politicians consistently synthesizing in the middle and not meeting our needs and our interests. Housing is a basic need and a basic human right. It is interconnected with the climate, environment. So we want to reach out to those that are solely interested in environment. It is related to economics and our industries. It is related to health and nutrition. As many people are being pushed out, many artists and educators in this city are being pushed out to many places like Renton and Tukwila and Lake Stevens. We're causing issues with climate. We are affecting our health as well, and we are living in areas with food deserts. We are not able to enjoy the city that we work in and contribute to. And sometimes we just move altogether. And that impacts the culture, that impacts the music, that impacts the artists here in the city. And sometimes it's necessary to make a venue and an election initiative exciting and even fun to inspire these folks to come out and actually do something that's going to help. This is a really great opportunity to support these artists. Each of these artists that have been very gracious to support this concert, they all go out there and they all support the community, education, housing, health, food. And why can't we as a city support them and support something far bigger than ourselves in the process?
Well, I agree. I mean, this is something that is completely necessary. And again, making it exciting is also necessary right now. When you talk about low voter turnout, that's also something that I think you got to find new innovative ways of bringing younger voters out to the public so that they can participate in something, but also be excited about it, right? And make it something that is relevant to them. And I think, music catches the tone of that, right? And you guys have some amazing artists that you're bringing to the stage. And before because we got Steven Severin, owner of Neumos, is also with us. And before I bring him in, I want to hear about what got you, Dawn, what got you saying, I need to be a part of this effort.
I have been consistently a housing advocate and a food justice advocate. I myself am an art and culture worker and educator. I myself struggle with housing security. Many folks don't know, and I'm here to destigmatize poverty. I'm here to destigmatize what homelessness is. This summer, I was actually homeless. Technically, I was couch surfing while waiting for my affordable house. My apartment, it was like a 3-month excruciating process, screening process, and I had to relinquish my own kids. I am not the only person that's had to deal with this and struggle with this. Many artists have had their own struggles with housing security that are participating in this concert. Many people here in the city have experienced it, and many people in media also. As I've been reaching out to folks, I have been learning that more and more reporters are actually still struggling with housing insecurity themselves here. As it stands, myself and many people that are participating and boosting this, at least 65% of our monthly income goes to rent in this city. And
Mm.
how can I not get involved? How can I not boost and support an initiative 135, something that many people have been devoting their whole 2 years of process into putting on this ballot? How can I not?
Yeah. Well, kudos to you for really stepping into the space and being vulnerable to share that. And we've talked about, homelessness as an issue, the unhoused, how there are so many wide varieties of how somebody can find themselves in that situation. And so I appreciate you sharing that. And I do think it's important that people understand, social housing, this will really help to assist in creating affordable options, which are so necessary, not just in the city of Seattle, but beyond. But at least let's get it right somewhere so that we can begin to replicate it everywhere.
Yes.
That's really important. I want to bring Stephen in. Stephen, thank you so much for being with us. Stephen, how are you today?
I'm good. Good to see you again. Been a minute.
Yeah, I know it's been a while. As the owner of Neumos, I want to hear from your perspective about the importance of Neumos also participating in this amazing opportunity to bring social housing and the issue of social housing to light for so many people.
Yeah, I really thought that it was a brilliant idea to have Dawn reach out and try to get the word out in a different way because we get bombarded with so many different bits of information all day long that we ignore most of it. So you've got to find ways to reach out and get people to listen. And we've seen, especially with off uh, off year elections and definitely outside of November, the difference of a few votes can make all the difference of whether it passes or not. So by her creating this, all these people are going to hear about this initiative that wouldn't have known. They'd have had no idea because they don't read the paper or listen to, I don't know, I guess political radio. So it was really a really smart and savvy way to get the word out about something that affects a lot of these people because so many of them are artists and artists can't really afford to live in this city in particular. I mean, so many of them, you got to leave the city because otherwise you can't be a working artist, let alone all the other gigs. So I mean, I've spent most of my life working to push artists so that they get a platform to do what they do. And getting involved in politics was sort of a necessary step for me, unfortunately, because I'd rather do other things. But to be able to do that to help get the word out and to make a difference so that Seattle can be a place where artists can live and do what they love to do.
Absolutely. And I mean, the one thing about it is, Numos is known for bringing amazing talent to the city, but also a space where a lot of local talent can finally have like kind of a bigger show. Tell us from your perspective how, you've been able to receive artists and how they've really connected with Numos to be that next leg for them in their artistry and in their journey as a musician.
One of the things that I learned super early on is that everybody deserves your respect. You're no better than anybody else because I have a job that I get to work in, rock and roll and art, and it's super fun. So anybody starting back at Rock Candy that emails me gets a response. I don't care who you are, everybody gets a response. It's either most of the time it's like, no, this doesn't work, or this, you'd be better off going here because you could fill that room. But everybody gets a response. So in doing that, you talk with people and you get them to build up. So, we have Barboza, it's a 200 capacity room. If you can come in and play that room and get people out and fill it up, that's a great start. That's how you get your foot in the door to start building up and to get in front of people and audiences and get your art out there. And then you take that and then you go over to Nectar and you fill that room. And then you keep going up and then you come to Neumos and you play Neumos and you get to fill up Neumos and you just keep moving up the ladder as, you know, so many artists. Like I look at somebody like Soul who used to play, you know, house parties, and now you can sell showbox and bigger. So it's all about giving people an opportunity to get their foot in the door, to prove themselves. And a lot of times, you know, honestly, people come in and they're like, oh, I can fill out this room, no problem, you know, I'm me. And it doesn't work, but they got that shot. Everybody deserves a shot to try and do what it is they love. And, you know, that's one of the things that since I started Neumos that we always had. Like everybody gets a shot when we can. So
Yeah. You know, and that brings me to the fact that, you know, as we were just talking about, I mean, a lot of music venues have closed. They are closing. So there's a strain, I think, too, in terms of the industry, you know, for spaces like Neumos, because honestly, a lot of folks are saying, look, I normally would be able to play here. Now I can't do that. I'd normally be able to do this, you know, to even build my audience up. How are you experiencing this kind of closing of so many of venues within the city?
I mean, this has been the craziest 3 years we've ever seen once the pandemic hit. The pandemic hit, and a week later, we started an organization called Washington Nightlife and Music Association. Got on the phone with all the different venues around the city, and or around the state actually, and was like, how are we going to keep our doors open? We're going to be closed for like 2 months. What are we going to do? No idea. It was going to be 476 days. And we just started talking about what we could do to keep our doors open and to help each other out. And then we did it on a national level with National Independent Venue Alliance, which we then ended up creating the largest arts bill ever of $16 billion to save independent venues all across the country. 90% of us would have closed, guaranteed. Without Wanma and Neva, Neumos would be gone, and so would most other places. But we all got together and figured out a way to fight for each other so that we could keep our doors open, because otherwise there would be nothing. I mean, there'd be no reason for somebody like me to live in Seattle, but then that's also happening in Austin and in Cleveland, Ohio, and Atlanta, Georgia. So it wouldn't have mattered. Music would have just gone away. And now that we've been able to weather the storm, so to speak, it's still pretty tough. I mean, I'm still part of NEVA. I talk to people across the country every week. And it's still really slow. The thing that I think is that people learned that they could stay home. They didn't have to go out every night, which is bad for somebody like me and lots of other people, because running venues in Seattle is very expensive. Rent, garbage, sewer, everything is just astronomical, as is housing. And it makes it really difficult, which is why so many places have closed and more are going to keep closing. There's a lot of places that are, you know, still just hanging on by threads. And it's because it's really hard to run a venue. The margins were already small. And now, you know, you lose 30 to 35% of your audience. It's hard to make that back. So we're all still talking and trying to figure out different ways that we can keep going and make sure that we keep being here so that artists have a place to showcase their talents. I mean, that's what I do. I just try to make sure that artists have a way to express what they do. And however I can do that, I'm going to.
Well, you are definitely much appreciated for us, Stephen. I'm so glad you were able to pop in on this interview with Dawn, and thank you for, stepping up to the plate to provide this amazing space for this concert. I'll let you go, but I'm glad that you were able to share from your perspective how important this is for folks to come out on Sunday. So thanks so much, Stephen.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
You as well. Dawn, when we talk about this, I mean, obviously from what we just heard there from Stephen and what you were mentioning earlier, people need to show up on Sunday. I want to give you the time to look right there in that camera, let them know how they come and support this amazing concert so that we can get the issue of social housing out there. And also the proceeds can go to these amazing artists. Look right there, let them know how they buy their tickets.
Hi, please go on to Neumos website. They have ticketing venues. Also, it's available on the 43rd Dems Facebook page event site and Tech for Housing event site. It's available on 206 and Ever Out. Please buy the tickets. It's $15 in advance. If you have to wait because your paychecks come in on Friday or Saturday, it's $20 at the door. That will support and boost these creatives even further and help support their livelihood, and it will help to support the industry. Also, please come and vote. This is a really great opportunity. As Stephen was discussing earlier, Stephen provides opportunities. This housing provides opportunities for everyone. And your voting for these opportunities makes everyone in the city healthier and happier. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Dawn, for being dedicated to bringing this to life for all of us. I'm willing that everything is just amazing and a great turnout for all of y'all on Sunday. This is such a great effort, and we appreciate you putting your energy towards it.
I appreciate you too. Thank you so much.
Well, so inspiring right there. It's necessary. Get out there, you guys. Get your tickets. All of y'all, guys, ladies, non-binary, get your tickets, okay? Support this amazing effort. And also, if you're not sure about what social housing is, you can actually check it out. The legislation is out there. Read up on it. Know what you're voting for. Be an informed voter. Get out there and enjoy this amazing show. Well, after this break, I get to check in with my bro, Kyle here of Debonair Decor Couture. That's right. He is in the building, and he's going to be sharing with us some updates from Debonair Decor. Stay tuned right after this short break, y'all. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Will you marry me, baby?
Yeah.
Let me put this on you.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Trae Holiday. We're bringing back Black Love When We Met. That's right. We need something to warm all of our hearts and to elevate love once again in our communities. We want y'all to go to whereweconverge.com/Black Love so y'all can nominate your favorite couple for the next rendition of this show with me as the host. Let me sit down and have them on my couch and share how their love can inspire us all. Make sure y'all go and get your nominations in today and be on the lookout for Black Love When We Met coming at you on Converge Media very soon.
Pacific Northwest Ballet unveils Giselle, ballet's classic tale of romance, betrayal, and immortal love. The New York Times calls it a triumph, comparable to an epic film. This stunning production is touched by magic. Order tickets now at pnb.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now, Kyle Jaquay, hair owner of Debonair Decor Couture. What's up? How are you, my brother?
What's good, mama? Good morning. How you doing?
Pull it up so we can hear you. There you go.
What's good? How you doing?
I'm great. You know, I was just telling him that I absolutely adore this sweatsuit here. You keep it coming. And of course, we had to tap in with you and get the update. How's everything going?
I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed. I'm thankful to still be open. You know, it's ups and downs, but I think if you keep showing up, keep grinding, at some point, you know, the people will come.
Well, you are also an inspiration to so many folks. I mean, I've heard the stories about, man, like, oh man, Kyle got the shop down there. He's really inspiring me to keep going with what I'm doing. How does that resonate with you when you hear people saying those kind of stories to you, and how what you're doing and having the shop is really inspiring them?
I mean, it's humbling, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that my sole purpose in doing this is keeping my mom, my brother's spirit alive. And I'm thankful. Like, people hear it more than I hear. So to know that, I don't really hear it often. So when I do, I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. And I feel like, you know, one of my goals is to inspire before I expire. And I just want to continue to push community, push being an individual, and just grind. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. It's actually hard. And people think it's all peaches and cream. Like, I grind, but I keep showing up. And if that helps somebody with their journey, you know what I'm saying, I think it's dope. Because when I started, like, I'm not gonna say no one, but very few people wanted to help and support. I just kind of had to figure it out, traveling and going overseas, going to different places, getting crappy brands and crappy materials. But then as I learned, I come to find you know, where to go and whatnot now. So like it's dope. So I encourage people to just, you know, to keep grinding, to keep working. And if anybody has questions, to come holler at me. I don't have all the answers, but I know some people and got some resources, because I want to see everybody win. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in the city, there's a lot of dope brands and people got stuff going on. And I'll just say this. I think we should support our own. You know, I'll give a shout out to one of my dudes. He's been having this brand for a while. There's a lot of people who support, but he's supported since day one, and that's D Black with the bag. So y'all definitely continue to support him. He's just humble. He's put me on a couple different connects. Even if I didn't use him, he actually was willing to give me the information. So, like I said, it's dope. You know what I'm saying, to inspire other people. But I'm really, you know, like I said, I want to continue to push my mom and my brothers. Our last name, you know, we're people of pride, and hair means everything. My mom, you know, meant obviously the world to me, my brother as well. And it's teaching, you know, my son, you know what I'm saying, to keep going. And my little girl, obviously, what she got going on. We'll talk about that a little later. But just to, you know, not talk about it, just be about it. If you notice, most people don't really see me. If they see me, I'm at work, or I'm in the gym, or I'm in a basketball gym. I don't really go out unless it's like a celebration, because I'm just grinding, and my goals are, you know, I think they're attainable anybody's goals if you keep working. So I'm just really focused, and I'm really trying to take this thing to the next level. I got a couple other ventures I'm working on outside of it, but we're really pushing it as far as our other locations. And there's some things we're, you know, working on this spring.
That's really great to hear, honestly, because so much of this is about the grind and the dedication to it. And you really do showcase that. I know for you, you're always really staying on top of, you know, good materials, because your brand is really, when you talk about Debonair Decor Couture, you know, the fact of couture on the name, that has some real significance for the fashion world. Tell us why you said, I need to make sure couture is a part of it, because I feel like that's really what your clothes represent.
Right. So I just feel like I don't feel like I'm regular. I don't like doing nothing. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I don't like to do nothing regular. And I watched my mom. She was a stickler just about things just being just in line. She had like OCD about, she pushed for perfection. So and to be an individual, to be unique, and you know, like my last name standing on it. So I can't push out a bad product. I feel like they'll be looking down at me like, you know, what are you doing? My brother would be like, man, you're a ham and egg.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I take pride in my last name. I take pride in my work. My mom taught me, I take pride in my appearance. I usually try to, you know, have myself looking the part, because I feel like, you know, sometimes you got to look a certain way to get to the destination you're trying to get to. And presentation is everything. You can't even get to the table if you're not presented right. You feel me?
Trust me, I know it.
So, yeah, I've been studying. I study, you know, pages every day. You might watch. I'm watching, Gucci's page or Nike's page or Stussy's page or other streetwear brands page. And I'm really just trying to take, a little bit of seasoning from their what they got going on and add it to my pot. I mean, I really actually read, I'm reading books, I'm following blogs, I'm watching what trends are going in. And I've kind of learned not to buy just what I like, because I feel like I dress, I would say different than most people, but I'm buying what customers like and what fits them and, what's in season, what's not. So I take pride in, I've got some stuff that hasn't been great initially, and then I go back to the drawing table. The hardest part, one of the hardest things about it is you order things like what you said, you compliment what I got on, and it's trying to find quality factories, language barrier, get past that, and then make sure that your stuff is coming. A lot of stuff is getting caught in customs. Like, I'm apologizing to some customers right now. These I've ordered, they're supposed to be here for Christmas. And I got samples, so I'm just waiting. So, but once you find some good factories, So if anybody knows a quality factory, man, send it my way. But just staying on top of it, being in communication, following up with emails, making phone calls to people, and really just being creative and betting and believing on yourself. I'm frustrated often just because I know where I want to set the bar and where the standard at, and sometimes it falls short because of things not happening how I anticipated. But I just feel like you keep grinding, you keep working. Like, I'm still searching for higher quality. This came out nice, but I want it better. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I just always feel like, I never want to be satisfied. I always want to keep pushing the envelope to, what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm shooting for the stars. If I hit the moon, okay, cool. But I'm just not satisfied. And I just know it could, it could be better.
Well, I think your customers really experience that push for, what to be great quality, durability in the products that you offer. So I think the fans, that are like, man, I'm a fan of Debonair Decor, but it's because of that entire idea that you have of, look, I know I can go here, I can go higher. When you talk about, bringing your kids up through this and them seeing you, share with us how that's really resonating for them, because, now you're talking about your daughter. I can't wait to have her on here, which will happen soon. But you have young folks who are really looking up to you as their father, seeing you do it and being so dedicated to bringing out great quality products. How are you seeing that kind of now? It's becoming intergenerational for you.
I mean, I take fatherhood personal. You know what I'm saying? I had an interesting relationship with my father when I was younger because we were in California and he was in a different state and eventually came back here. So I always remember being young and, not to go into too many things like wanting certain things. So I always told myself if I had children, what I would do. So, and I feel like sometimes you don't have to say it, you just have to do it. Like, obviously my son, I would have him dressed a certain way and certain things, but obviously he's in his own journey. He's older, he's grown now. So he's kind of doing his own thing, but I think he appreciates what I do. And he said certain things about, being proud or whatnot. But my little girl is different. I mean, she's a little girl, obviously, so it's a little different, different sexes and whatnot. But she's into fashion. She likes dressing up. She likes looking good. And then she works in the shop. And, no disrespect to any of my employees, she's my best employee. Wow. Because she's personable. She's authentic and she works, so she knows the product. So, it came about us doing our own brand when we were working, and I started to do this little pre-love section. And it's one of my partners has a store in New York and one in LA. They don't sell nothing new. It's all, vintage or pre-love. So he said, you should try it. So I tried it. I put a little section, some pre-love shoes, some of my stuff and some vintage stuff, and it started selling pretty good. So she said she wanted her section. She had her section. I'm like, what are we going to call your section? And she was like, Jade. So whatever, her middle name's Jade. So then she was like, well, let's call it Jade Decor. So she came up with it. I said, let's run with it. We got our logo. We got our own LLC, her own business license. All the proceeds are going to go to her. So we just kind of like, well, what do you want? Well, I want sweatsuits, or Daddy, I want slime. So and the main thing was lip gloss. So I talked to a few different people, and we got somebody, one of my friends, she lives out of state, and it was supposed to be sooner than later, but her kid got sick and it got pushed back. But now, like, we're running, we got some samples coming in, and we got some samples for cadences. So we got some pre-orders coming in. So that stuff should be coming in soon. I'm gonna say that because I don't want to push an exact date. So, but no, she's really into it. She likes looking nice, and she understands the whole idea of customer service. Like, she'll see someone like about to walk in her store, and she's like, Daddy, watch this, I'm about to get a sale. So she's really into it, and I just want to push her. To be the best that she can be, and not just telling her, but with work ethic and understand her value has nothing. She's cute. and I'm biased, I'm her dad, but she's pretty, but I don't want her never to think because she's pretty, no one owes you nothing but respect. But I want to teach her everybody respects work ethic. It doesn't matter what color, race, color, creed, religion, sexual orientation. Work ethic is universal. So if you work hard, I feel like teaching her that, she'll go far in life in anything she chooses. And I just want her to be her own boss. You know what I'm saying? My partners give me a hard time about, are you worried about when she gets older, talking to somebody or dating somebody? And obviously I'm her dad, I'm going to have my opinions, but she's going to talk to somebody, but she's not going to be enamored about what they can do for her. She's going to have her own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? And dude's going to have to be smart and a hustler like her daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to continue to push her to be herself and, to have a voice and to grind. So she's super excited. We are going to have a launch party for her. We're going to do a little commercial. And like I said, we're going to have around here. We'll come have you see you before we launch it. And we'll have something for you, some J Decor and some new Debonair Decor. So yeah.
I'm excited to be there at the party. You make sure I get that invite because I'm trying to, rock my Jade stuff and be there and support her. And honestly, kudos to you for really bringing her up with you through this business so that she can be exposed to it. Because I think so much of parenting is we have the opportunity to expose our children to different things and different experiences. And because she's been with you and been seeing how you've been grinding, now she's really like taking that on. It's a great thing to hear that she's doing that and that your son is doing it in his own way and has been able to do, take what you have given him and really do his thing with it. But it's just great to hear that from a parent perspective. Of course, we got to check in again. I can't wait for her to come back. I'm so glad that you were able to take time of your busy schedule to be with me today. And this is, you say it every time, for your mother, for your brother. I know that they are just shining a light down on you as you continue to thrive in this business. And it's just a beautiful thing to watch. Anytime you have updates or anything you need us to know, this is always a home for you. You already know that. But for those who may be like, wait a minute, I need to come down to the shop. I need to support. Look right there in the camera. Let them know how they find you, how they support Debonair Decor Couture.
Yeah. Well, we got our Instagram is pretty active. It's Debonair_Decor KJ. We're located in the downtown Seattle, 600 Pine Street, Seattle, Washington, 98101, Suite 110 on the main floor. You can't miss it. And we got a couple events coming on. I got a thing of Valentine's. We got a little line we're going to be dropping. And we also are going to be in a fashion show locally. I believe that's February. And then we're going to have, we got some new spring stuff coming in. So just pop in on it, stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, even if you're not shopping, like when I go places, I don't buy something every day, but just come say what's up to your boy. You know what I'm saying? Come check on me. You know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate it. And I always tell people presence far exceeds presence, meaning it's not always about monetary value. Yes, I want you to buy something. Of course, that's how we keep the lights on. But I also, like, if you're downtown, just come, say what's up. And also support Black businesses without asking for a discount. And not just me. I feel like there's a lot of companies that we go support, 500 Fortune companies that have way more money than other companies. And we don't go in there and do that. And I feel like when people ask for discounts, you're undermining work ethic and you're asking to take from my two children. So I feel like be mindful of that. You know what I'm saying? It's not free down there. It's not free to get items. It's not free to get stuff. So continue to support one another. You know what I'm saying? And like anybody that's younger or open, people that are young, that are into fashion or got questions about starting business, come holler at me. I'm an open book as far as like I said, I don't have all the answers, but I know some people, and I just want to help as many people as I can and inspire some people, to challenge themselves and to bet on themselves. You know what I'm saying?
There it is. I mean, that right there is the heart of how you stay plugged into community so authentically. Kyle Jaquay here. Thank you so much for being here with me today and shining a light on how you're keeping it going in this ever-changing fashion industry, but also staying on top of the trends and making sure we stay fitted out here in Seattle. Yeah. We appreciate you so much. I can't wait to be down to the shop, and also am excited to have your daughter right here with me on the Day with Trae. Thank you so much.
Looking forward to that. Thanks for having me. As I always say, it's Debonair.
There it is. Oh my goodness. Everyone, I get to wrap all of this beautifulness up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching the Day with Trae.
Pacific Northwest Ballet unveils Giselle, ballet's classic tale of romance, betrayal, and immortal love. The New York Times calls it a triumph, comparable to an epic film, this stunning production is touched by magic. Order tickets now at pnb.org.
Will you marry me, babe?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me put this on you.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Trae Holiday. We're bringing back Black Love When We Met. That's right. We need something to warm all of our hearts and to elevate love once again in our communities. We want y'all to go to whereweconverge.com/Black Love so y'all can nominate your favorite couple for the next rendition of this show with me as the host. Let me sit down and have them on my couch and share how their love can inspire us all. Make sure y'all go and get your nominations in today and be on the lookout for Black Love When We Met coming at you on Converge Media very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. What a great episode today. I got to give a huge shout out to Dawn, to Steven, and to Kyle Jaquay for being here with me today. Of course, for me, the inspiration abounds, y'all. I mean, I'm telling you, if you can do something to see yourself as a part of the solution, as Dawn and Steven have, as Kyle Jaquay has, he's like, look, I'm out here. I love fashion. Let me see what I can do for my city. Let me put my city on to some amazing fashion that I'm going to be bringing, and then sharing it with his daughter so that she can say, look, I'm going to do my own brand. I mean, whatever it is, you know, Don saying, look, we need to do something. We need this issue to be out there. People come together to make things happen. We need y'all to do the same. See yourself as a part of the solution. And for me, until tomorrow at 11 a.m., y'all, peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.